WITN Endzone, every Friday night at 11. High school football. Scores and highlights. Regional games, regional coverage. WITN Endzone, sponsored by 264 Shoes and Apparel.
In round 2 of the playoffs, there's no such thing as a bye week. I'm Dugan Lloyd. Welcome into this playoff edition of the Endzone, where our action starts here in Greenville for 7A. After getting some rest last Friday, D.H. Conley opened up their playoffs with Southern Durham tonight. All year, the Vikings had made their hay on the ground, and with the temperature dipping, that translated tonight. Samari Cabell rushed for their first 2 touchdowns, but on the other sideline, the Spartans QB Jonathan Dillon could do the same. After an early track meet, Conley led 14-12. Looking to hold serve, it was 4th and goal for the Vikings when they get crafty. Anderson Thomas flips back to Shama Cabell, who totally fools the defense as Nate Connor was calling a gem. Then before the half, Vikings recover an onside kick and get aggressive. Samari Cabell to his brother Shama for 6 as Conley puts up 34 first half points. They win a shootout 44-32, advancing to play Clayton in the 3rd round. New Bern was visiting Southeast Raleigh tonight, who's hosting their first playoff game since 2016. Opening kickoff, the C's part for Kyshawn Taylor, who's dangerous in the open field. He takes it all the way, and just like that, Bears lead 7-0. I'm not sure I've ever seen a start like this on any level. After making New Bern re-kick twice, Kobe Walker finally gets his hands on one and reverses field to make it 7-7 30 seconds into the ball game. From there, things go from bad to worse for New Bern. They lose 62-28, ending things for their season in the 2nd round. In 6A, Jacksonville was coming off a first-round bye, looking to keep their unbeaten streak going versus Harnett Central. Early on, Cardinals doing what they do best. That's called give Amari Benton the ball and turn him loose. Then later that drive, a QB keeper from Anthony Washington would give the Cards a lead 7-6, or as the kids say, 6-7. To nobody's surprise, it was all Jacksonville tonight. Amari Benton again making his case for the NCHSA Heisman as the Cards blow out Harnett Central 52-12. They'll host Scotland next Friday. So as Jacksonville picked up a win tonight at home, their crosstown foe faced different circumstances. On the road, White Oak faced off against the 2-seed Northern Nash, where our Chris Cook joins us from.
Yeah, Dugan, White Oak was the clear underdog coming into tonight. They had a 5-6 record on the year. Meanwhile, their opponent, Northern Nash, they looked like a beast in the East. They only lost 1 game in the regular season. This Northern Nash crowd was ready for the Knights to strike, and they did here. Miles Eatman has an easy path straight to the end zone. Northern now leads it 13-6. And Eatman isn't the only running back that can do some damage, though. Preston McDaniel puts the moves on him, and he runs it all the way in. The Knights now have a 20-6 lead. White Oak wasn't going to go down without a fight, though. Quarterback Josh Smith tosses it up to Elliot Pineda, and he says, "Give me that!" And he's going. He's going. And he's still going, and no one is catching that man. He is in for the score. That touchdown makes it 21-12 with Northern still in the lead. Smith tried to do it again, but he's hit from behind, and the Knights recovered the fumble to get it back. And that set up Miles Eatman to do what he does best, and this time he just jogs right in for 6 points to widen the Knights' lead. In the end, the Knights win it 48-18. Head coach Andrew Ferris said he's proud of the guys and their effort.
Yeah, really happy with the way the guys played. You know, we kind of had some mistakes early on, obviously, and we recovered from that and played really well after that. So really proud of the guys and how they recovered and how they came back, you know, especially having a week off and, you know, playing after a bye week. Sometimes you worry about rust, but they did a good job tonight, so proud of them.
And White Oak's season came to an end tonight, but for Northern Nash, they're moving on to round 3 of the playoffs, and Coach Ferris says they're very excited for that. Reporting in Nash County, Chris Cook, WITN Sports.
What a toe tap by that kid behind Chris. A big night for the Knights, who go marching on while White Oak is no more. And with that, we have just one Jacksonville-based school still to show. So let's get to it in 5A, where Northside Jacksonville hosted Person. A chilly night in Jacksonville as it's time for playoff football and running the dang ball. Northside was up only a score at the half, but that changed quickly. They'd feed the fullback like it's 1991 to extend their lead. Then in the fourth quarter, you take it. Wait, no, I'll do it myself. The big run sets up the Monarchs right where they want to be, on the doorstep, as a QB sneak from Reginald Gray was the royal dagger. Northside pulls away with a strong second half to win 41-20 and will host St. Paul's next round. Then at Croatan, it's Boucher madness for the Cougars running back Andrew Boucher, who has taken on Seaforth. Early on, Big Gatorade's going to hate this. That's the water boy plowing in for 6 with a huge shout out to H2O. Second quarter, Boucher again. Foosball might be the devil, but there's nothing wrong with winning. Croatan has no trouble doing that as they take it 49-13 and will host conference opponent Havelock next week. You can do it. In 4A, West Craven was one of the favorites in the East, looking to handle business against Roanoke Rapids. DJ Davis coming into this with a lot of steam. He launches deep to Jeremiah Lee, who blows past the defenders for an easy score. The Eagles up 16-0 at the half, while Roanoke Rapids, they'd control the time of possession, but the Eagles were a quick strike offense. Davis again, this time dropping it in the bucket to Michael Wilson. The Eagles roll 49-6 and will stay at home for round 3.